same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's.
Good morning, babies. Good morning, and welcome to Motivate My Morning with your favorite coach, Sherri Hill. And I'm here with my favorite morning team. And today, babies, we came to talk about something very important. Forgiveness, okay? Forgiveness, okay? Forgiveness. Now, this is going to be a touchy subject that might, trigger a couple people. So trigger warning here, because we came here today to talk about forgiveness. What does that mean? What does that look like? All of that stuff. So let's talk about that nasty subject. When somebody do us wrong, when somebody hurts us, when someone steps on our feelings, when someone gets out of line, what do we need to do? We need to learn how to forgive. Okay, so let me think of a scenario here real quick, because we scenario queens up in here. Scenario, okay, you have let's take romance. Romance is always a big one for all of us, and it is where we experience probably our greatest pain. Because when we lose friends, yes, it hurts. When we lose co-workers or jobs or opportunities or houses or loans or whatever, yes, it hurts, but nothing hurts more than romantic pain. Nothing hurts more than romantic pain. And how do you possibly forgive someone who hurt you this badly, who put you in so much pain? How do you do that? Here's how you do that. You accept responsibility. The art of forgiveness is accepting responsibility. I'm going to say that one more time. The art of forgiveness is accepting responsibility. You see, when we can step outside the situation and take a look from a perspective where we're not in our own feelings or, worried about how the other person's perceiving it or what's going on in their head, when we can truly step outside the situation and look into it with a discerning eye, an eye that lets go of the emotions and says, okay, hey, here's what's going on. How do I handle this? What do I do? Okay, so when we accept responsibility, it's easier for us to forgive, because then it's not the pain that we're enduring. We don't place all the blame on the other person, because we realize that we too played a part in this, okay? And we're going to go back and forth in this situation all the time by saying nothing happens to us without our participation, our consent, our involvement, our okay, our check off to say, yes, this is okay to bring into my life. How do we do that? We do that by ignoring red flags. We do that by ignoring the signs, ignoring the things that make us not feel good. Again, I'm always going to take us back to that gut feeling, because that is your connection to source. Your gut is your connection to source. Your intuition is your connection to God. That is how you and the Holy Spirit communicate, is through your intuition and through that gut feeling in your stomach. So when you start to feel that way about anything, person, place, you need to step back and ask yourself, why am I feeling this feeling? What's really going on? And what is the lesson I'm supposed to learn here? So in the art of forgiveness is to step back and be honest. Okay, be honest with yourself and be honest enough to admit where you went wrong, where you were a part of the problem. Okay, we either a part of the problem or part of the solution. And in these cases, we need to be both, because we usually are part of the problem. So now let's learn how to be part of the solution. Forgiveness, okay? When we can forgive the things that have happened to us, we're not bitter. We're not carrying around bitter energy and thinking to ourselves, oh, what do I need to do to get back at this person? Okay, let me tell you what forgiveness ain't. Okay, let me tell you what forgiveness ain't, in case some of y'all are confused. Okay, so a lot of y'all might say, well, I ain't worried about it. They'll get their karma. They'll get theirs. Oh, God don't like ugly. He ain't that crazy about pretty. You are still bitter. When you saying those type of things, oh, they'll get theirs. Oh, karma is going to come back and whoop their ass, this, that, and that. Anytime you saying anything negative about a person who you experience some type of disappointment, pain, or backstabbing with, and you wishing any type of negative energy on them, you are just as guilty as the person that did the sin to you. So what you have to learn to do in the art of forgiveness is to let go and let God. Realize what role you played in this, and then give it to God. Don't try to send negative energy that person's way. Don't try to, some of y'all be out here carving people's names and candles, trying to get back at them. Some of y'all out here burying people in dirt, putting them in freezer bags. What is all of that about? You are not learning the art of forgiveness, and all of you are doing is setting yourself up for more failure when you are wishing failure on someone else. Okay, black magic and all of these other things that people do to get back at you, those things are just a setup for your own fault. Okay, they're a setup for your own fault. So don't get involved in trying to get back at people. When you try to get back at people, you can make the situation even worse for yourself because you're not giving the situation what it needs. You ever talk about how when firemen trying to put out a fire, they pour salt on it, they do what they do to try to get rid of the fire. That's what you got to learn how to do. You got to get rid of the fire instead of pouring fuel on the fire and making the fire worse. Okay, do not pour fuel on the fire and make the fire worse. Okay, so you gotta learn how to forgive. You gotta learn how to get into your feelings and say, you know what? This happened to me because I saw this coming and I didn't pay attention to it. This happened to me because I wanted this so badly that I decided to not pay attention to the signs and the intuitions, the things my intuition was telling me. So I decided on purpose to not pay attention to this because I wanted this so badly. And that's what we do in life. We want to experience let's talk about this for a minute. Let's talk about the Garden of Eve, okay? Now, here these people were. They had the opportunity to eat from any tree in the garden, they could have had with no problem. God didn't put any restrictions on any of the other trees except the one tree, the forbidden tree, and he asked them not to eat from this tree. Do you think that God did that because he didn't have nothing else to do? He was trying to teach them the art of discipline, the art of killing your curiosity, because curiosity killed the cat. Okay, we don't listen to the warning signs. We have to experience stuff ourselves before we realize that yes, touching fire will burn you. Okay, we have to get burned before we realize that fire will burn. We didn't believe our parents when they tried to keep us from the fire. We didn't believe all the babysitters and the people's like, oh, no, don't touch that, don't do this, don't do that. We had to know for ourselves why we couldn't touch these things. And it's the same thing in our lives today, y'all. It is the exact same thing. There's confirmation flying over me as we speak. In our lives is that we are so consumed with curiosity and wondering what would this experience be like. We have to open Pandora's box. And when we do, and it burps up in our face, then we want to be saved, we want to be rescued, we want to play the victim, and we want to blame all the other people involved for our involvement, our voluntary participation, okay? Our voluntary participation. We voluntarily participate in toxic things, and then we get mad when it doesn't work out for us. We get mad when we don't get the result that we thought we would get. So today I'm talking to you about letting go and having forgiveness for situations that you've been in. No matter how bad it hurts, you need to find out how you participated, what you didn't do to put up boundaries to keep these situations out of your life. Learn from the situation so that you don't have to repeat these cycles over and over and over again. Because the one thing I've learned in my 57 years of trying to get this thing called life right is that when we don't learn, we don't get to pass. Okay, it's just like school. Okay, if you in the kindergarten and you don't learn the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s, you will not go to the first grade. Okay, and if you are a senior and you did not complete the homework, you did not pass the test, you will not get to be a freshman in college next semester. So it's the same thing in life with these cycles that God puts in our path. If we do not learn the lessons that we need to learn in these cycles, we just keep repeating them over and over again. You will get the same people who will present you with the same situations as the last person, because you need those situations to learn from. You need those situations to grow. So nothing's going to change until you change, and change comes with forgiveness. Change comes with you letting go of the things that hurt you. You no longer playing the victim role. That's where change comes from. You no longer playing the victim. You decided that I'm about to take back control of my life, and I'm going to figure out how I am repeating patterns by not forgiving those who inflicted pain or hurt upon me. Because by not forgiving, it means that you have not accepted responsibility. You are still playing the blame game. You don't see your faults whatsoever. And in every situation, you have fault. Okay, you have fault because if you are participating then you are also participating to whatever energy is in that situation. Okay, so we have to learn to take responsibility for the things that we do to get ourselves into situations that hurt us. We so often break our own hearts because we don't listen to those gut feelings to tell us to run from the player. We don't listen to the intuition that tells us don't you get involved in that situation. We don't listen to the intuition that tells us don't take that job. We don't listen to the intuition that says no, don't move in that neighborhood. We don't listen because we have this curiosity. It's something about that neighborhood that you feel like you just gotta be there. It's something about this relationship that you just feel like you gotta be in it. It's something about this job that you just feel like you have to have it. And so you get it, and then you go to the prayer, oh God, please get me out of this. And then you also playing a victim role and not accepting responsibility and blaming the last boss, blaming the last coworkers, blaming the last relationship, blaming the neighborhood that you lived in for the turmoil when you were told not to move there to begin with. So you got to learn the art of forgiveness, and the art of forgiveness begins with the art of acceptance. Of you accepting what you have done to get yourself into hurtful, toxic situations. Okay, you don't ever have to be hurt again. Someone can disappoint you. Sure, that's going to happen for the rest of our lives. People will constantly disappoint us. But do people have to hurt you? No, because when you see the warning signs, that is the time for you to exit stage left. Don't stick around to see if what you see from this person is real. Don't question your own mind. Don't question your own intuition. And I know that each time I myself have questioned my own mind, questioned my own intuition, it has always caused me to have a tower moment. So I'm asking you today to look into your life and look at the people who have hurt you. Look at the pain that you are still dealing with and ask yourself, how can I exercise the art of forgiveness here? Remember, the art of forgiveness starts with the art of acceptance. When we can accept what we did to assist in backstabbing us, assist in breaking our hearts, assist in disappointing us, we do assist. And if you can admit that you are assisting in the heartache, if you are assisting in the disappointment, you are assisting in the lack, when you can admit that, then you are on your way to being able to get over those obstacles and be able to move in the right direction. But it begins with forgiveness, and forgiveness begins with acceptance. We have to accept that in every situation we contributed to it. We played a role. In every situation, you cannot be mad at anybody for any pain that you have suffered because you allowed it. And that is the part that's hardest to accept. It's hard for us to accept that we are here putting ourselves in situations that breaks our own heart. It's hard for us to accept that we checked our damn selves into Heartbreak Hotel, knowing that you can check in, but you will never check out as long as you holding on to the unforgiveness. We need to take this unforgiveness way back. I'm talking about way back. We need to take it back to where our traumas first began, where people first started bullying us. People first started making us feel feelings of abandonment, unwantedness, whatever it was that you experienced as a child. You need to take that all the way back. All the way back. Okay? Take that all the way back. And figure out who in your family you need to forgive. You need to forgive your mother. Do you need to forgive your father? Because as long as you carrying bitterness in your heart, it's like constantly taking poison every day, waiting to die. Because when you keep bitterness is like toxic to your blood system. Okay, it's toxicity. Bitterness can cause cancer. Bitterness can cause diabetes. Bitterness can cause anxiety. Bitterness is a negative energy that you do not want to carry around with you. Learn to accept where you contributed to the disappointment, to the hurt, to the pain. Accept it, learn from it, and get past that cycle so you can get off the hamster wheel of hurt, the hamster wheel of unforgiveness. You walking around bitter and mad at the person that molested you. You walking around bitter and mad at the person who bamboozled you. You walking around mad at the friend who disappointed you. You walking around mad at the husband that didn't add up to what you thought they should. But when are you going to look inside yourself and be mad at yourself for not putting up your boundaries, for not making sure that you're not compromising your own needs for other people's needs? When are you going to accept responsibility that you contribute to every relationship? When are you going to accept the responsibility that you are allowing people to disrespect you? You are allowing people to gaslight you. You are allowing people to hurt you. But yet you are playing the victim role and acting as though these people did this to you without your permission, which is absolutely a lie. No one can do anything to us without our permission. It requires your participation and your permission for anything to happen to you, be it good, bad, or ugly. So today's message is, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know, that's our favorite saying in the mornings. We got to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, because wrecking ourselves is what we've been doing all of our lives, y'all. Ain't you tired? Ain't you tired of wrecking yourself? Today, let's talk about the art of forgiveness, which starts with the art of acceptance. And that's where we are today, babies, learning that everything that happens in our life is authored by us. It is authored by us. And so I come to you every morning to give you these encouraging words to help you get your life back on track. It's hard out here in the streets, okay? I said it's hard out here for a pimp. Okay, yes, it is. Okay, but we can do this, y'all. We can and we will. Okay, by starting with ourselves, by taking that magnifying glass and taking it and putting it in the mirror and looking at the man in the mirror, checking him out, scanning him to see what he needs to change and to help remold this environment in this world that we live in. Because it starts with us, y'all. Peace of mind, peace on this earth starts with healthy people. People who've learned to love themselves, people who've learned to put up healthy boundaries, people who are no longer assisting in their own heartbreak. I am your Tease Coach, and you know I love bringing you these messages every single day. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, and you know it ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Okay, so today I want you to check yourself and ask yourself, who am I holding bitterness for? What poison do I have sitting in my body, toxifying my system, causing my blood pressure to rise, causing me to have many strokes, causing me to lose sleep, causing me to lose weight, causing me to overeat, causing me to drink too much, causing me to smoke too much? What do I have in my life today, Father, that I need to let go of? What pains am I harboring? What pains am I suppressing? Who am I holding on to and constantly blaming them for what's going on in my life? What am I getting mad and acting out on social media because I can't handle the emotions that I'm feeling? Who are you today? Is this you? If this is you, I'm asking you today to be honest with yourself. Stop taking that poison. Stop being bitter, because your bitterness will not change what the other person did to you or what they will continue to do to others. But you letting go and accepting what you did to get this situation in your life will help you to get past the bitterness, you to get past the obstacles. And that's what it's all about. So I'm your Tease Coach. Transform, elevate, and self-evaluate your pains away. That's what we are all about. I'll see you right back here on Thursday. I love you. Mwah. Bye-bye.